Welcome to the Mega Man Show.
The show.
Welcome to the Mega Man Show.
Let's go.
Making a place beyond space where nobody ever been before. Welcome to the Mega Man Show.
The show.
Welcome to the Mega Man Show.
Let's go.
Off to a place beyond space.
How's that? Hello. Welcome to Demon's Crest. I fixed it. Anyway, I was saying, muted, Demon's Crest is the third of these games. It's from the Ghouls N Ghosts universe. There. Let's turn the game down a little bit. Ghouls N Ghosts universe, this is the third Gargoyles Quest game. I guess I mean, we could play the intro, but let's just get started. Do I have anything on after me? Because I could play the intro, I guess, in that case, if I don't. Let's do it. Okay, well, I'm gonna take it from the top then, especially since my mic was being wonky anyway. Let me do that, and I'm gonna fix my audio here to be better than I had it also. Okay, now all that's working. Let's do it. Alright, for real this time. Welcome to Demon's Quest. This is... So Gargoyles Quest 1 and 2 are Game Boy games. Gargoyles Quest 1 and 2. They both star Firebrand here. A spin-off of Ghosts and Goblins. They're RPGs, but they have these action segments. This third game in the series, Firebrand again, got rid of the RPG elements entirely and just action the whole time. The platforming, the way you change forms and stuff, the weapons you get, and the way you get them from bosses, the inventory, all that is gonna be Mega Man-esque. Nothing like Ghouls N Ghosts at all. just the character. It's the Red Armor. He's one of the Red Armors. I don't know that he's not stronger than all of them, but he is just one more of them in terms of like that. I don't know. I don't know of any other named Red Armors. But here's his plot from this game, at least. In the first two games, he's kind of like a regular Final Fantasy kind of hero. Like, he's just saving the Demon Kingdom that's having some bad times. We'll let this intro play and then I'll get through it. We're going to 100% this game. This game has 4 or 5 different endings that are depending on when you finish. I don't know. I mean, we could go over them all. It won't take that much time for me to go through each one. We can really clean them up pretty fast. That might be the only thing I actually do need a guide for, is when can I get the crappy endings in this game? It's probably 1 or 2 in the mid that I can... Let me see here. Yeah, there's 4, and I know how to get them all, yeah. There's an ending for beating it as absolutely as soon as possible. There's one for beating it with like 90% of the items, or some other weird choice I'm not really sure about. And then there's you 100%ed it, you grabbed everything. And then there's the they give you a password at that point, which we'll be using to go into the actual final battle, the secret boss, and that gives you yet another ending. There's a game FAQ of all the endings in all the Ghouls and Ghosts games, and they have a star rating in ASCII for each one, and they're giving it a 1 out of 10 for one of the endings in Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, so the mid-tier ending that I'm a little confused by is get all the crests but don't 100% the items list, so we can do that. This is Phalanx. He stinks. Oh, it's too much. Alright, that's our intro. Let's do it. So, the short of it is, they were fighting over these magical things. It's just like these crests that are just pendants or something. You just hold on to them and you can do whatever element they're associated with. Firebrand, being himself, easily wins and collects them all and then gets cheap shot by this guy. But, he can't, the guy couldn't get them all because Firebrand didn't die, and he held on to like one small piece of the fire one. So now that guy has a really weird plan about how to deal with us, but we'll get to that, I guess. We've been dropped down into this prison with the zombie dragon that was in the intro. I'm gonna start my clock, let's do it. It'll be a weird clock since I'm going to be stopping to get endings. Those will take like 5 minutes each. You can see how Phalanx adjusts himself as the game goes on. This game did really poorly, unfortunately. In, I think, everywhere. It just wasn't well received. And even though I think it's like easily the best thing that the Ghouls N Ghosts franchise has ever produced. Ooh. One of the differences between this and the Game Boy games is the flight that you have, which we can do now. In the first two games, you have this limited bar of flight where you can fly for a couple seconds, and you use it to help you platform. It's a short hover, is what it is. It's kind of like Mega Man 7's Jump Jet, where you can just float for a little bit. But in this game, you can just do it forever. And because of that, this game might be a little bit too easy compared to those. That helps a lot. There's still some challenging stuff in this, but I think it's the easiest of the three. Anyway, we killed the absolute heck out of that dragon. Stole his life energy. We can headbutt stuff. Money comes in 3 types of coins. Those were the ones. That's the 20. Hey, it's our background. Oh yeah, we can grab the wall too. Kind of like Mega Man X, but a little bit stronger because we actually don't slide down the wall at all. And that thing I grabbed was a spell container. It's reusable. It's a container for the spells, basically. Every time you buy one and use one, you just get the empty pages back and you can buy another one later. Hey, come down here, man. What are you doing? Fine. Uh-huh. There's some really hard boss fights in this later. This is not one of them. He's trying to hide. I was just trying to show off his other move, but I guess he doesn't feel like it right now. Yeah, unfortunately this game did really poorly, but on the, it's kind of a cult classic. I think it's really popular these days. I think people have found it at this point pretty well, and it's on the Switch Online network. Easy way to play it these days. More health! But you can absolutely just fly over a lot of these stages with your basic form here. I feel like that was an error in judgment, honestly. I think, I hate to degrade our quality of character here, but I think, the flight bar made the platforming make a lot of sense. That was a bottle. Exactly the same as you would expect. We can, buy a potion and reuse them as much as we can, as long as we have a bottle to put it in. These are don't touch them wall. Like, this game makes a lot more sense stage design wise if you look at it from the point of view of the Game Boy ones, where you have to platform around the flight bar. I can't get that yet, so we'll have to come back for it because I do need 100% of the stuff. We'll be back when I get the Blockbuster. I think this is a health restore, full health restore. It's boss time. I haven't heard of you. This doofus comes after us with various powers throughout the game. He's the most common boss. He's here 3 times, I think, all total. This game's art is incredible. It's used in a lot of Mario hacks, or at least it was, back in the day for Mario World, just because of the palette and stuff. If you wanted a dark Mario stage, they would tend to use this because of the beautiful art and the seamless integration into Mario. But yeah, so I have the tracker down bottom because this guy keeps showing up. The first time you fight him, he gives you this. The second time, he'll give me another one. And then the third time, we'll finally kill him. So that first marker on the tracker is 3 in 1. And we now have our first form because he actually gave us one of the 6 things from the intro. Just like that. He just, I don't know why, but he thinks it's smart to come after us and drop those. So The overworld is huge, and it's got a whole bunch of hidden stuff. One of the hidden things is this betting game, Trio the Pogo. This is the hard mode of it. People struggle a lot with this because the headbutt, if you notice, it has a delay on it. We need to headbutt the absolute out of these skulls really quick. No room for error, really. Not much, anyway. Because we need the prize for this one to get 100% of the items. It's another HP up here. Also on the world mapper, well, there's an easy version of this, and there's also a store or two, but there's stores in the town, so you don't really need to find those. This one is hidden, though. Candles are the timer. I made it. This is really hard. It takes some practice. If you can't do it, you can't get the good endings. If I do it again, he'll just give me money. He'll give me a lot of money, but money nevertheless. So yeah, let's fly around for a bit here. There's a world map somewhere. Here it is. So there's only 4 stages, they're saying. And you can do them in any order you want. We already did the first one. That's a lie, though. More stuff will pop up as we go. What's happening in this game, I think, is that the final boss is currently building his palace. So he hasn't even started it really yet. But if you come back later, you can go in before it's done and skip all of it and get the kind of crappy ending for just beating the game really quickly. We're gonna destroy this town. I believe this is the spell guy. No, this guy tells you we have one more slot here for talismans. He tells you what the one that you're wearing does, because the game doesn't tell you. At least not when you pick them up. So if you just put one on and talk to this guy, he'll give you the idea of what it does. Anyway, probably if you haven't seen this game before, you want to check this out. This is the ground gargoyle. He can't fly. He has a ground shot that does double damage over the one that's not. He can smash stuff. And this guy will tell you about the form that you're currently in. And if you're just Firebrand, he just gives you some lore. Okay. Good talk with him. The spells aren't great. I don't even remember exactly what they all do. I think he'll tell me if I... Yeah, so this is a shield. I don't think it's very effective. I think this one holds enemies for a little bit. It doesn't work on bosses. This one summons a little fella. The guy from Ghouls N Ghosts. To come attack enemies. Doesn't really do a great job, if I recall. These, I think, do damage only on the ground for this one. It kills everything on screen, allegedly. That might actually work on minions, but I don't know. I'll buy those and check them out, but like, I think that they're not where you want to put your money. The potions, on the other hand, are actually good. I can't actually get to the potion store on the map here right now. For some reason, they hid it behind indestructible blocks, so we'll have to come back for that. Let's go. Beyond the town, there's a stage. Ow. They hurt. We can't breathe underwater, so it hurts to go down there. We are able to take a bath, but it's I think it's the air that's killing him actually in this, so only when we're fully submerged do we start to die. There's an entire stage hidden here, so even though it's 4 on the map, it's actually more like 6 already because of this. This is an entire whole section with its own boss. And we'll have to come back through it again, unfortunately. We got some Metroid stuff going on here. We'll have to come back through it again because I still don't have the blockbuster. In fact, I get it here, so after I get that, I'll be back. It's a little tedious. We don't have a quick swap. They're not using the L and R buttons, unfortunately, so I will have to menu every time I want to switch fellas or any kind of individual power. Because the fire crest is all broken up, there's 5 pieces of it. One of them is this, but we'll have to switch between those. In this area, if you don't light the torches, the bats come after you. If you do light the torches, a different guy comes after you. There he is. This awful day ghost thing. And he eats the fire. Stretch. Here is an eyeball set in goop for some reason chasing us up a vertical hallway. His name is of Nunu. Firebrand makes a couple appearances in other properties. He's in one of the Street Fighter games. Capcom versus Street Fighter. I don't remember which one. But he is a optional boss, and he is absurd. He is so strong. Yeah, Capcom versus itself. Yeah, Marvel versus Capcom. That's what I meant. But yeah, he's in there as a secret boss, and he will kill you. He is out of control. I think it's him anyway. It might just be a red armor. Oof. So the damage we do, it's a little bit hard to predict. Things have weaknesses to specific elements in this, and they don't indicate damage in this very well. These things do because they only have 3 health, but a lot of enemies, they just kind of tank damage until they're almost dead. I think that fire does 1, air shot does 1, and this ground shot does 2 here. So out of what I've got, the ground shot would be the best if I didn't have to be on the ground to use it. Oh. Ew. The eyeball is dead. I'll be going right back in there and getting the stuff that I missed because I couldn't get it before. Might be a good time to show off the spells. We can do this now. Now the Buster tends to let you shoot another projectile, but also does less damage. It does like 1 no matter what, pretty much. So we have a lot of potions here. They're predictable though. I don't really know what this one does. It sounds like it just sends you back to the world map. I don't know what the point of that is. Again, don't really understand that. Let me look that up actually. They sound bad. Yeah, Mercury teleports you to the start of the level. The other one takes you to the overworld. I don't know what the point of that is. You can just die. This FAQ says it's a pretty good potion, but it sounds pointless. If you're going back to the overworld, there's no functional difference between taking the death and not. Herb is 5 health, a pathetic amount. It's already not enough. These last two are interesting though. This one is a fairy in a bottle. It's not a great heal, but it is still a resurrection. This one is the only good push. It is 100%. That's what we want, but I don't need it yet. I will need it for the optional boss probably, but nothing else in the game really I will need that for. You can buy the imp spell and try it out. It sounds funny. I want to see how much money he takes exactly. I don't expect good results from this guy. What if we just hang out up here? I was originally planning to just do a quick 100% run. Would take me about an hour. Don't really have any speedrunning strats, but I do have the awareness of being able to beat this game reasonably quickly. But instead, since it's just me, it's tonight, I'm going to go through the whole game and show off everything that it has. Got another one of these. And then, that's not all we came for. There's also a vitality up in the next area. Let's use our spell. I want to see it. I have 134 bucks. Okay, he's taking like 1 a second to do his thing. They're not doing too bad, I guess. Just doing damage. It maybe would have been reasonably effective on the boss. Because it was a bunch of small guys. He's doing okay. I'm doing okay. He just took all my money, but doing alright. Why does it keep taking money? I don't think he goes through transitions either, so. And in the name of cleanup, we might as well go get the health from stage 1 as well. That's all that's in there. It'll be a quick run through, but I do have to get it, unfortunately. We do need all of it. Get to see our big gargoyle again. I'll buy the death spell, the expensive one, and show it off as well. But I think that'll be it for those. I am a little bit curious how good barrier is, so maybe I'll grab it too. It probably gives you some armor. The FAQ says it doesn't do anything that they can figure out. And same for hold, they actually just don't see it do anything. That's pretty funny. The imp doesn't do damage to some bosses. Apparently, death does do damage to some bosses too, but later on it just gets worse. I'm mostly interested in it because the graphic of it. I don't remember what it is. Just want to show it. Yeah. Just enough. Alright. I'll determine if these do anything that I can see. Sorry, my camera's being silly. I can probably fix that. Down here, there is an item or two. I wonder if I can get them in time here. A bottle? I'm going to die on this one. I won't have to come back to the stage if I grab these right now, that's my thinking, so I'll just do it. There's one more, and it's actually pretty nice, so. Hidden over here in a fake wall is one of the first talismans you can get. It's unfortunately underwater as well, so that's gonna hurt. This one is the one that gives me an extra projectile. So now we can shoot 2 at once. Well, it's actually strictly +1 is more accurate than 2, because this thing lets me shoot 2 already, so it does 3. But almost every other thing in the game does 1 more. So it's just 2 for everything else. Whoa. This guy hates it when you break his skull pile. Yeah. That's it for this area. Belth. Skeleton. He corners you pretty hard because I think you're supposed to be flying over him, so we could do that. Let's see if this does anything. I don't think it does. I tend to use Earth here because I've collected enough health to just tank him, and Earth definitely does more damage than Fire to this guy. The ground shot, at least. But you will take damage if you do that because you can't dodge his cornering. Already 11 health. Stages 1 and 2 are completely done. It's our option now, stage 3 or 4. You can just do them in order, but stage 4 has the real good stuff. And you could have gone there immediately after the tutorial if you wanted. Nothing's stopping you. I wouldn't even say it's difficult, really. It is harder than the other ones, but it's still not that bad. I'll come back for that bottle later. There's also, there's an entire dungeon down there And I don't know that I can even access it right now. See how this platforming would make way more sense if I had a flight bar. But because I don't, I can just fly over this whole section. There's nothing down there of relevance. Just water and no items. You will have to come back to this zone if you want 100% of the items, because there is a health up in the fiery trees, which they are still here for the moment, so... Buster will break through the armor of these guys. Another talisman. This one I believe makes... I'll check, but I think this one makes enemies drop more stuff. Let's see. Yeah, they just... More health drops. Not great for what I am doing, so... Flame Lord. I'll fight him with this. Works fine. Oh. Ew. Spamming the birds. That's not good. I'm curious if this does damage to him. It looks like it did. Who knows how much, but some damage was certainly dealt, right? He blinked. Because he's still alive, I'm under the impression that it wasn't much at all. It probably was like 4 or 5. I'm gonna try to fix my camera. I don't know why it's doing that. Tornado. Not much use for that for me. Kind of a weird one because it's it's one of the platformer items from the first games. It made way more sense there. Let's go back in. Just gonna grab that health real quick. I am always annoyed by the Metroid run through the stage again, that all you're doing is getting one thing that you missed. So I don't like that part of this, but otherwise I love this game. I might as well check out Tornado. It is another part of the Fire Crest, the air section of it. It's not useless, because you can't get height with this guy normally, so... Okay, but like, it's still kind of strange when you have the flight bar gone to give me something that doesn't do anything but that. But it is this, so you can use it to climb as much as you want. If you do play the other games, you'll find that there's a lot of almost puzzle platforming with how you use these kind of items in a stage designed around you having them. wearing my Demon's Crest shirt. I dug it out of the laundry to match here. I'm gonna come back to that stage when we have the other thing I need for it. Let's go here. I'm not sure if the final castle was visible just there. It certainly will be after I do what I'm about to do here, so... I'll go there next. We'll get the crappy ending. I can already achieve. Another bottle? I think out of the Ghouls N Ghosts, Super Ghouls N Ghosts is my favorite. But this is certainly my favorite of the Crest games. Oop. So where we actually want to go here is down here. If we keep going right, there's just a boss there. It's weird, but they split the path there for no real reason, and you'll have to come back to the stage again. Anyway, just for that boss, because every boss has something important on them. This is a hippogriff. It's the same fight as before, he's just faster. He's just a mini-boss. Every time you see him, he's never the boss of the stage. I really like the Gargoyles Quest games as well. They're really good. I think only one of them, but it has random battles. Too many. I don't remember if they both do, but at least the first one has random battles, and it has too many of them. And when I say random battles, what it does is it puts you in a overworld map, just like Final Fantasy. You're walking around, you get jumped, you have to do an action thing against a bunch of fellas, kind of like Zelda 2, and then you go back to the world map. But they really do it a lot. It's very much constantly happening. We can use this here, I guess. I never really think about it, but it's okay. It's about to become completely worthless. But if we go over here, there's a side area. The wind is blowing here, as you can see. If we hold flight, we go up. But down here first, we can get a thing. That's very nice. The crown talisman makes money happen. That's 80 bucks right there. Just so much. That's only 4, but it's just the coins being there at all, then it multiplies them usually. There's just so much money when they're around. Going up. All the way up here. Weirdly, in the sky, another vellum for spells. I was wondering if that did damage. It does not. Really like that 3D rotating effect. Arma's back. He's more saturated than before. Nothing new so far. That'll change. If you've been finding the items, obviously 12 health helps a lot here if you're having trouble fighting these guys. But you could certainly come here immediately and fight him right away and get the upgrade here that is maybe the best one there is. Like, it's so good. Nice dive. Good one. I haven't been marking the bosses off, that's my bad. Oh, he flies off, drops his crest again. Seemingly, because Phalanx collected all of these and was like trying to cheat his way into superpowers, it's weird that they're dropping them for us, right? He has some kind of ridiculous plan, though. You'll just have to hang on. A new area has appeared. I will make a save here. Hard save, but there are passwords when you die we could use instead. But I'm gonna force a save. Let's go get an ending. Anyway, the castle's not done yet, so you just walk into the throne room here, as it were. I don't think our new power works on him, but it is absolutely sick. We look amazing, but when we press the A button, we go up, which is incredible. We shoot this air boomerang, and I think he just happens to be immune to air, unfortunately. A lot of things are. When it does work, it does tremendous damage, but the ability to fly up and down, and then you can save that positioning. It knows you were flying, so if you switch to the other guy, it keeps the flight. Just incredible use out of that. You can get super good positioning with that guy. Just a real quick tap and you're up there again harassing the boss where you're not supposed to be hitting him. Normally you just let him rain orbs on you and try to deal with it, but why do that when we can fly up there and be annoying? I think that's ending one. That's all Phalanx has got. It's a very funny ending. I feel like Firebrand wins in all of these. It's just the variety of how he wins. He tried to use the Crest of Heaven that he held on to, but it doesn't work because it only works when all the crests are there, and we didn't bring them all. So it just doesn't work, and he just explodes, and that's the ending. And Firebrand just doesn't know what's going on and leaves, and he just does his thing. What is the schedule like? Have some time to talk about it if you got other stuff going on today or next week. Is HD Arma. I think this ending it's bad for everybody else. Not that the other ones are good for anybody else. But Phalanx somehow was doing okay at leading the demons despite being a jerk to you. He seems like he was keeping the peace somehow, so now Arma took over and nobody likes it. Paper notes for Battle Network 1, that sounds funny. If they're doing the boss credits part here in this lousy ending, I will skip it because we'll see it later. They are not. Okay. That would be spoilers. There would be bosses in there that we just can't show yet. This game loves its passwords. I'm surprised they're not giving me one. They probably will if I hang out here. Or they'll send me back to the main screen. Oh, they are doing the boss. Okay, so we're going to see this later. So we're going to load that save. Spoilers, can't be watching that. Let's go... here. Once you go ahead and clear the other side paths, new areas will appear. Having no flight bar is one thing. This guy is just busted. He is so... Imagine having this in any Mega Man game. Just it's so good. The amount of power and just mobility alone is out of hand, but also the damage from that thing when it works, and it usually does, especially on regular enemies. It's really good. This area would be annoying because it's full of water. However, I can perfectly position myself. There's nothing in the water much, I don't think. Just cool art. Angry fish. I don't think we can grab the wall with this guy. That's one thing, but don't really need to because he can fly. There is, however, something in the water here that I will have to go grab really quickly because I'm not coming back here later. It is full health. Now we're at 13. Skula. A 2-section boss here. They have independent health bars, so you can kill them in whatever order you want, and they do different stuff. I'm not actually sure what the launcher does if you kill the orb bit first, the crab that it's throwing. Because it's much easier to kill the catapult, but... If I let this guy do his thing, he'll roll at us in a very violent way. But if I keep hitting him with this earth shot, he can't even move. Which is the end of him. I don't know why my camera's being like that. Is it always pulsing? That's really annoying. Let's go back here and do the other path. I'll fly through here real quickly. A little bit bigger than before. Can't sneak in as well. The wind doesn't affect this guy even a little bit, so we're not getting pushed forward like I was last time. And these enemies are weak to air, so they die in one shot. There's nothing else to do here except for the optional boss. Not really optional in my case. Oh. You can stand on the back except for the spiky bit. This is the flyer. He's weak to air, so he's gonna die really fast. 8 shots or so. Drops another thing for us that I probably don't need at all, at this point anyway. Okay, so 2 new stages have appeared. The thing we just got lets me climb spikes. It made more sense before I had Infinity Flight. Stages 5 and 6 have appeared. I tend to go to the other stage first because the absolute best upgrade there is over there. And it works really well in boss mode about to fight, but we'll give him a fair shake. Oh. There's a little shortcut right here. That's what I thought. I could have sworn there was an HP up over there and make sure I get that. Ow. Gross. I don't think it does damage, but if I hit spikes with this, they will no longer be spikes for a couple seconds. Again, made way more sense in the Game Boy games where you had limited, you know, stuff, so... I don't think you ever get anything like any of the gargoyle upgrades. Those are all new, so the one that flies up and down, I don't think anything like that exists in those games. That was too much power. Stage design around that, I don't even know how you would do it. That would be like a super late game kind of thing, right? This is the crawler. It's a kind of a stinky boss. It takes forever. If I brought the upgrade here that I could have, I could kill him in like, I don't know, 6 shots. There's nothing to do, but wait. My least favorite boss, pretty easily. Drops mudmen down below that you can't go down there very safely. They're too small to hit. You could hit them with the earth shot, but then you have to switch gargoyles, and it's what a burden. We'll just keep on flying here and take the hits I have to take. Also, those rocks are random, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he is coming in too close. Too close for comfort. Get out of here. Actually can't hurt him from back here, so need him to back up some more. I wonder how many hits you take. Not actually sure. Very rare for me to fight this guy with no upgrades, basically. I don't think I even bought potions, so I might be overextending myself here. Trying to keep it safer. It's hard. At least there's an easy solution for winning this. In the form of just doing this boss later. I don't currently have any better way to fight him. There are at least 2 weapons that work really well here, and I have neither of them yet. Oof. That's not good. I didn't even bring a potion for some reason. Whoa! Oh neat, the rocks will kill the fellas. It's kind of strange because they seem to want you to come here. But I wouldn't advise fighting this guy here like this. Yeah, I made it. A pretty close call for what it is. Didn't think it would be quite that hard. We get the Crest of Water, which has it's awesome, but has incredibly limited use for the small amount of water that's in the game. I've already gotten most of the upgrades that are in the water already. Just went in and snatched them. Normally, I guess you would use that to find them more safely, but since I know where they are, minimal issue. This guy's shot outside of water hits for 1. Inside of water, it's basically a full Mega Buster shot. And if I hold the A button, I go forward with this cool dash. And I can swim up and down really easily. very, very good water control. So you have to kind of claw grip the controller a bit to get that sideways movement with it, but effectively with the combination of those two things, can do some really nice movements. You can see there our hitbox does shrink. Also, this little shortcut is superior. But yeah, if I'm sideways, my hitbox does shrink, kind of like Mega Man Slide, just you're actually smaller. There's a thing to pick up here now. I need to go get it real quick. This opened up from where the boss fell down, so this is your reward for just checking, I suppose. More health. 16. I needed all of that to win that fight I put myself into. I wasn't being very careful until I was almost dead, though. Anyway, back to the ocean. We're not done here. And more. If I hold forward, I do move faster while I'm sliding. It's subtle. Wish the stage was a little bit better than it is, because what we're seeing right now is pretty much the rest of it. There's an entire section now of just that, but compared to the Ghouls N Ghosts water sections, I'm thinking of the raft stage in Area 2. Still better than that. It's actually kind of similar to that, but with way better movement. This is a bunch of weird shots with guys that are just kind of in the way. At least these spikes aren't actual spikes. These are not Mega Man spikes. Or if they are, Firebrand doesn't care as much as Mega Man does. The Holothurian. They know that you're going to be in aqua form for this fight. I don't know that they know what to do with that, though. Mostly this guy just pulls you around. If you know about the dash button, if you didn't just ignore it and have been swimming around the hard way this whole time, you won't have any trouble here. Because you can outdash his pulling and pushing. Sea snail. If you get sucked in here, it's pretty painful. Oof, I've been boned. Hold on a sec. Where do we get put? Okay. Being too careless with my my fella here. It's pretty easy to not get hit here. I'm definitely being reckless. I was just showing off his abilities too much. I suppose the enemies do a lot of damage. At least the bosses do at this point. It's easy to feel strong in this game. We still have a lot of strength to get, though, if you can believe it. I'm still missing some major upgrades. See how easy this can go. I think I'm winning. Currently. One more shot. More health. Unfortunately, that cool boss gave us nothing really of value except for one more pip of health. I think that's everything. This piano-looking place is actually a castle. If you look at it sideways, kind of see it. If I don't do the bosses in the order I think they intended... Here's a potion, by the way. I think I won't have any use for the next power that they've got for me, so I'm gonna go get it, even though it's a really hard fight as far as they go. It's really, really cool, but as far as the retro achievements go, and doing it with like minimum upgrades and stuff, that's a really hard one. Up the road here. Whoop! So up there is the stage, down here is a different stage. They try to keep you out of the sky with all these fellas. I don't think that it works, but I think that's what they were going for, why there's so many of these dudes. I think that's the, yeah, that's the final of the potions and spells. All set on those. This is a Gruin. It's extremely agile. It hurts real bad. It's really nasty. Oof. You can climb the wall there, but it is very, very good at catching you, and also the wall is icy, so now we do slide down like Mega Man X, so gotta be careful about that too. Gotta land those hits to stun lock this guy. Ooh, that was bad. I was trying to land a shot while I was falling. It has iframes based on what it's currently doing. Like, if it's chasing after you, it maintains its iframes even longer. If it's just standing there, it loses them right away. Close one. Our reward for that is really good, though. It is the final bit of fire. I need to concern myself with that I've grabbed too many items, actually. I need to come in here and skip an item, I think. So that I don't have 100% of them, because I kind of do. I guess I don't. I can just run through the last level and not grab the stuff on the way through it. So I'm going to finish this stage as well. But this is our new fire. It's very nice. It's just the regular shot, but way better and cooler looking. It's pretty much exactly the same function as the normal shot that you started with, but it does way more damage. It is fire, too. It's fire element, so it will light candles and stuff. That matters sometimes. Ice Palace. We have options. We can break through here or fly over it. It's fine. Whatever. Only 1 health left to get. At this point, they know that you have the flying form. So I think that they're confused about what to do with it. This stage is a bit more boxed in, so it makes sense here. The wide open ones where you can just P-wing through the stage, essentially, less so, I think. We have a mini boss here. It's the flyer again, but it's upgraded. You can tell because its palette is darker. Watch out. Pretty lethal for what it is, honestly. It is still weak to air, though. I think he does new stuff. Like, he throws his claws and spins around a bit more than last time. It's more aggressive, kind of. I don't know why they like to spin in a circle. It's funny looking. And they're very vulnerable when it's doing it. I'll take advantage of that. We have another darkness section. Those guys will pull you down into the spikes and hurt you. If I don't keep these torches lit, things get pretty crappy. If you know the way through, though, certainly can fly through this without any trouble. And I kinda do. It's a little bit tricky. That's the first time I got by those. They hang on to you in an annoying way. Over here in the dark, there is a statue, and inside of it is the armor talisman, which is super, super nice. Now we can take, like, as you can see up there, half heart damage. So this game accounts for enemies that would normally only be hitting for one. They're actually hitting for more than one. And now they're hitting for less. Armor's back. Okay, man. The air form is immune to that tornado. The air form, if it even does damage at all, I think it does, but it won't do as much as this, probably. I'm just guessing. Normally I would be here beating this guy up before the Gruin, because the Gruin would die in a few shots from what this guy's got for me. That's all. That's all he's got. And then Arma decides to die. Or trap himself, I'm not really sure. El Gargoyle. So this one is out of control. This one it just gives you super good damage and the defense upgrade from the talisman at the same time. I'll make another save here because I'm gonna have to... I mean, I guess I can save time and save in front of the last item that I need to collect, get the ending, and then load there. Let's do that. This place is gorgeous. But anyway, while I mess around, let's try this guy out. My, the defense does stack, so now the health is green, and we take quarter damage from some things. Like, it's exceptionally high defense. These guys just happen to hit really hard. This blob that we're shooting does tremendous damage. Unfortunately, it's otherwise the same as regular Firebrand, so you can't fly up and down with this guy. He's got the headbutt again. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see now we have truly 4 health on each pip of health. Big green, small green, big pink, and small pink. And you can see how much damage this is doing right there compared to what that guy was like before. I'm gonna look up the damage tables for this game. Somebody typed them out. Yeah, okay. Demon Fire does 3 to the Hippogriff. Legendary here does 5. You'll notice that I'm still missing this and this. They're both... Well, this is later. This is a secret. This talisman, though, is coming up. You know what? Climbing this without air gargoyle might be fun. Let's try it. Ew. Ghosts. I guess I don't understand why you would use that instead of just using this. Almost. Alright. Full health. This wind section has the last upgrade, so I'll be making my save there. I mean, why not? Why not here? I'll grab it later. We'll show you where it is on the run back here. I'm reasonably confident that we're gonna get the mid-tier ending, which is pretty funny. I think it's the comedy ending as far as I'm concerned, but I've already missed the talisman. It was in that area. If you bang your head against that bell, you just get full heal. Who needs it? Hey, fellas. Almost done with the castle here. Now, to show off the rematch with the upgraded Gruin. So I'm not sure that it's much stronger than the original. If you add a little hop to your jump, you can protect yourself pretty well from when it tends to jump at you like that. Just some health. Just a little mini boss for you to harass you before you come in here. And you might recognize this room. A thousand years ago? I thought it was a couple of months. I forgot that there's just... Sometimes when you're writing fantasy, you just throw numbers in there. You just, any number of years, fine. How you like that? Okay. Last time he tried to do this, it broke. But this time, so his plan is, well, I don't know where the last Crest is. Firebrand's still alive. I guess he waited 1,000 years for us to bring all of them to him. And he's holding the Crest of Heaven, which activates when you have the other ones present. And it gives whoever's holding it superpowers. It's a good plan, I guess. It just takes 1,000 years. He's throwing water at me here. I'm still weak to water, unless I'm in the tidal gargoyle form. He wants to hide up there. Why bother with that? We can just fly up here and blast him. Just because this form can't do it doesn't mean I can't do it myself by switching back and forth. Yeah, having a bad time, buddy? Scary orbs. Yeah, okay, this is the comedy ending. So, let's see if you can understand how Firebrand thinks about things. The boss sealed himself inside the Crest so he couldn't be killed ever. What does Firebrand do about that situation? Let's see. Play this over here. Forever. Is that a good idea? Is that fun? Anyway, Firebrand's answer, he's kind of a knucklehead. He just assumes he won. He feels like he's got his vengeance. He doesn't actually care. He just shrugs. And flies off and waits for somebody else to fight him because he just likes a good fight. That's the answer to what Firebrand does. He doesn't care. And so he takes Phalanx and just kind of chucks him into the ocean. Enjoy being immortal. Just throws them into the mountains somewhere. Somebody will find it someday. There should have been 6 endings for this, right? One for each crest. Unfortunately, there's only a couple. At the end of the credit scene, I think they do show you one of the crests. Not this. Like, there's more credits, but I don't want to repeat them. So let's load our save. This is back in there. The windy screen where the last item is that stopped us from getting the proper ending, which actually has an entirely different boss fight, and then another boss fight after that. Just big secrets. Kinda hard to find, though. It's down here. This one is my favorite. I don't know exactly by how much. I think it is double. It damages more. Just boosts your damage. Now you could argue that defense is better, but I don't really think so. We're gonna see it in action here against the Gruin, which took like what, 7 hits? It's gonna take 4 now. Like, that's just really nice. I'd rather do that than double my health most of the time with the full heal potions that we have, and speedrunner brain. Now we have the full inventory. When I was a kid, one of my dad's friends let me borrow this game, and I found all this stuff, and I was so excited to see there was more and more content. Like, the content just kept on coming, that I wrote them a big note about how cool it was, to make sure that when they played it again, they would be able to find all that stuff. And they were so impressed by my note, they just let me keep the game. Still have it. Yep, 4 shots. Really, really pathetic looking against the legendary double damage gargoyle. Phalanx 2 isn't gonna like the situation here. I didn't bring potions. The final boss here, like legit final boss, isn't the easiest thing in the world. But I think I can handle him. Just some good movement will get it done. Let's fly up there and beat him up. I'll let him do some of his attacks this time too. He didn't really get to show himself off very much. I'm gonna kill him twice as fast anyway. 5 shots. His dialogue will change to update with 100% clear. So, now for some reason, having all the items changes what the crests do. Him holding the crest of heaven when all the other ones were there gave him heaven's power. But him holding heaven's crest when I have every single thing in the game gives him a new crest is born for the person who's holding it, called the Crest of Infinity. So now he's got that. So he's just got a new one. This is the same fight as before though, still, until we get to the next part. Phalanx is just doing whatever he wants with the script here. I'm gonna let him do his black hole attack. He didn't get to do it last time. Yeah, this is it. Okay, you get sucked in here, it's kind of awful for you. And he's trying to blow me into the spikes there, which would never work in a million years. You can just hold right, I don't know. You could also switch to the air gargoyle and be immune to it. I don't know if you can get out of this. No, you're stuck in here if you get sucked in. It's pretty nasty. He's not very strong though, so... Final boss time for real. little sneak peek. You can tell they had fun making this game, right? Like, they just kept on doing cool stuff. My friends would come over and play this game with their mouth agape like the genie from Aladdin, just the whole time they were playing it. It's just incredible. The problem here is that the floor is lava, and the platforms are constantly running into the boss and being destroyed. Another problem is that the boss himself is entirely unhurtable except for one. It's almost like Metal Gear Solid. He has to open the hatch for us to do small damage to his little face there. He has a lightning thing he shoots, and he fires an orb that chases you, and if you're in front of him, he lowers his guard to shoot that big beam, so you can shoot him in the face during that. These platforms can be destroyed if you want. It's not that complicated of a fight. If you can just get rid of that homing orb and keep positioning yourself right here. I missed. Positioning is the problem. Oh. You can definitely sneak in extra shots if you're trying to kill him quickly. And sometimes he just forgets to put his guard back up, which is his big mistake. Alright, ending 3 is upon us. Yeah, I don't think there is any instant death in this game. I guess there's only a couple areas in the whole game where you could theoretically fall and die. In a game where you can fly, kind of hard to do that, but there is that one part where you're flying in the upper wind area of Area 4 where you could fall and die. Maybe from knockback if you don't fly just right. Unlikely though, honestly. So, more Firebrand logic, what does he do with the power of infinity? He stands on a cliff like Vegeta and just muses about it for a while. Well, that's most of the game. There is still optional content, secret content here that you can access by the password that they give us at the end of this. There's not a lot, unfortunately. I wish there was more. But, There is one more thing to do, and it will give us a different ending. Anyway, yeah, he throws them all away. All 6 of them. We've upgraded from throwing one away to 6. Here is a more thorough bit of the thing that I had been skipping before. I'm trying to fix my camera while we're watching this. No, that didn't do it. I don't know why it's pulsing like that. Sorry about that. Hope that's not too annoying. Weird. Actually, I'll change the resolution. Might be it, I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. Just a recap of all the bosses we fought. Pretty neat. Make sure you know their names. Standard Mega Man style ending here. Yeah, this game has so little to do with Ghouls and Ghosts. They like mention the human realm in one of the endings and that's it. Arthur's really good at killing the red armors, but I feel like Firebrand is built different from the rest of them. There are a couple different types of red armors, to be fair. Arthur's also in a couple fighting games, I think. And obviously they like that series more than this one, unfortunately. I sure would like another Gargoyles Quest game. That would be awesome. But this one did so poorly, I think it put the nail in the coffin for it. That's too bad. Maybe they're noticing this one getting more attention in the later years. Kinda doubt it, though. I will unfortunately need to collect some money to buy potions. I will probably need at least 2 of the 5 E-tanks, essentially, that we can bring to win this fight. It's kind of ridiculous. I love that dragon. I tried to trace the screen the first time I saw it. Gotta chill on the screen for a bit. I think the password will show up if you wait. And then if you soft reset, they'll even put the password in for you. If you wait even longer past the presented by screen. Also, I didn't think about it, but this game doesn't actually have credits, does it? Anywhere. It doesn't actually have any names on it other than the boss. I didn't even realize that until just now. Patience rewarded. Always the same password. And a soft reset. That's it. So this will just send us back to the world map. We can go beat Phalanx again if we want, I think. I don't know that I've ever actually done that. Not thinking that anything will be different. If you do, let's go here, because I'm going to need some cash. And we'll see how well I can get cash with the crown equipped. And we have our new fella, the ultimate gargoyle. He has basically everything that these guys have. He can swim, and he has the swimming form. He can headbutt if you hold up, but if you don't, he can fly up and down. He also has a Mega Buster charge, which just does amazing damage. It pierces. And he has this, the charge that the Earth Gargoyle has. Bad at headbutting today. The potions I need, unfortunately, are quite a bit of money. So we're gonna have to wipe the town out a couple times here real quick to get the cash. They're very good at fixing their windows, though, so don't be too alarmed. I want those skull coins, as many as I can get. I haven't talked to this guy in a while. He will update for these. Man who sits there like the Skyrim guards and says, "Hey, you look like you're good at smithing." Please don't kill me, he says, and then sits there chill as heck. Changed his mind about the leadership. Anyway, I think it is faster to do this than to play the headbutting game because of the influence I can get with the talisman. One lucky window is worth the entire... Yeah, that right there is the entire tray of the Pago. I think you get 8 of those for winning that, and that takes like 30 seconds. So I'd have to play it like 4 times, probably. If I couldn't influence it, that would be probably the next best source of money. This guy is awesome. But a couple. If I played really well, I could win with 2. I'd rather play it safe and bring 3 or 4. Just in case, at least. Let's just get the money. Let's get ourselves 500. more coins here. And then I'll wrap this game up. As long as I'm careful about using them when I'm hurt, I should not be able to lose with 5 under like any circumstance. Final boss has like 200 health, and my shot does 2 damage or 4 if it's charged or not. It's a 2-form boss, and the more annoying form takes double damage. But I probably won't be able to land too many shots against that. Money. These also are money. Sorry about that, man. I'm about there now. It's tedious, but it doesn't take too long with the Crown Talisman. Yeah, I've got it. Let's go. This will break through multiple of these too. It really is just the Mega Buster. One of the good ones. Probably like Mega Man X2. The big shot. Okay. All set. Learning how to fight this boss, it was frustrating not being able to save my potions in the password, because I will not save your money. Wait, you can headbutt the skeleton in town? I don't know if I've ever done that. This is more important than the final boss. Nice. It's just another pot. Now on the map, just there, over in the corner, you certainly would know about it if you came in here on the password. This thing is not present until now, so here we go. And also, to play it as safe as possible, I'd be switching between armor and fang to maximize my defense and damage. They didn't really make much of a stage here, unfortunately. That's what I was saying earlier. That's it, actually. So, here's the Dark Demon. He's this triple skeleton thing. I had heard something interesting. I want to see if it's true. Okay, you can hurt... So, you can hurt the bottom with Buster. I didn't know that. It does 1 damage. You cannot hurt the bottom with anything else. And that's interesting because I should have Buster on my shot anyway. We just saw that I did. But this form does take bonus damage compared to the other form, which is much, much easier to hit. Here it is, so. A lot of problems with this. Even with the ability to fly up and down, he just does a lot of stuff. The only time I can't hurt him is when he's flashing like that. And also it does do a thing where it turns all the wall into spikes. Permanently. Not that you really need the wall, but it is nice to have, and he's being a jerk by doing that to me. Playing it safe would be switching to armor right now while I wait for the iframes to wear off. There's a lot of stuff going on in this fight. A lot of junk. There's just things everywhere. I've taken a lot of damage already. Just not doing great on dodging, but so is he. I need to charge shot more. No reason not to charge during this bit. Oh. That orb that he's sending after me is the tankiest thing in the world. It's like 10 shots. It's unbelievable how strong that Homer attack is. Here's this other thing. Oh man. I do find it easier to dodge when I'm grabbing the wall. Just easier to do an emergency jump. Always blinking out of existence, this guy. It's kind of an endurance race, sort of. If you're good at shmups, this is as close as this game gets to it. With weird movement, because you have to press a button to go up and down instead of just D-pad, you know? Oh. Dang. My greed for damage is beating me up here. That was good. Pushing 3. I was right to bring these in. He's almost dead. The amount of damage I'm doing is crazy high with the charge shot and the Fang equipped. At this point I could probably burn it down, but I'm gonna keep on dodging. Oh, missed the cool shot. These things share health, so... Oh! Don't want to mess that up. If I run down to the Maya's potion I still haven't won, I'll start using armor and playing it more intelligently than I have been. It wouldn't be very difficult to reduce my damage that I've taken pretty much across the board here by half by just having armor on until the moment that I shoot my shot. That's all you would have to do to reduce the damage. I just don't like menuing. I just don't like it, so I don't do it. That's it. Demon's Crest has been cleared. Let's check out the cool ending. It's not too different from what we saw, though. Firebrand's bored. That's the ending. It's the One Punch Man ending, I guess. Might have to sit through some of this stuff to get the bonus content they added to this ending, but it is a little bit different. Yeah, so 200 health on that boss, the Dark Demon. And fire does 2 to the skeletons and 1 to the angel. Just regular fire. The Buster does 1 to both, and you can hit any part of it with the Buster, which is interesting, but the problem is, if you're using that form, you don't have the armor upgrade, which is, I think, a mistake. You shouldn't play it like I just did, unless you're confident you have the health to burn through it, because you do have to do at least as much dodging as I was to win, even with double damage. The ultimate form does 4 and 2, and with Fang you can double all these numbers, of course, so 4 and 2, I think the charge shot does more damage, but I'm not sure about that. Game FAQs is arguing about it. They're saying that it doesn't, so that's just a waste of time in that case. It would pierce through the falling bits if they blocked you. So we're looking at quite a few hits to kill the boss then, with 4 if you have Fang equipped. What, 50? 50 hits with Fang? That sounds right. And there's so much iframe time for the boss. They blink out and just don't take damage so often. It's one last chance to appreciate the sprite work in this game. One of the retro achievements is to fight enemies with the title gargoyle that weren't meant to be, like a fish out of water fight with Arma. You do 1 damage and you can't dodge, you have no movement tech. That one's pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. I have the damage tables up here and I think they're accurate, so Arma 3 has 72 health and title does 1 damage. So even more hits than we just did on the Dark Demon to win that fight. And you die really fast. You don't get any armor bonus except for on the Legendary and Ultimate. So they're all gonna take full damage from Arma's incredible attacks. One of them hits for like 6. The Harlequin that pulls an orb out of his pocket and throws it at you. Interesting choice for enemy. I'm assuming that this is the canonical ending. Firebrand gets everything he wants, is bored, throws all his crests off a mountain, looks for somebody else to kill, ends up in Marvel vs. Capcom, murdering you. That is a very funny fight. If you feel like looking that one up, if you haven't had the pleasure of losing to him yourself already. It's definitely a fighting game boss, as you expect. An optional fighting game boss at that. It's voice acted. You can hear what Firebrand sounds like. It sounds like a gremlin. Almost done with the boss call here. This part does take a while. I didn't watch the boss recalls because I think that they just keep adding to it as you go. So there was not really a reason to watch it when we're gonna already have to watch 2 full runs of it. I think the Dark Demon's in here now. No, I guess not. Just this cool picture. And despite his muscles. That's it for me, folks. Thanks for joining me for this run. I wanted to do this Mega Man adjacent game. If you consider it a Mega Man entry, despite him not being here. Fantasy instead of sci-fi. It's by Capcom. It's got multiple optional bosses that give you superpowers that transform you and give you abilities, right? Yeah. I don't know what's in the credits now. What's after the picture of Firebrand? Oh, just this. I don't think there's any other secrets. I think we saw it all. 100%. 2 hours to do those bonus endings. When I beat the main game, I can get somewhere between 50 minutes and 60. If I'm just running through it, any percent would be like 20 minutes because you could just jump right to the final boss and get that crappy ending. But the 100% ending, excluding the Dark Demon, is about that. Is about an hour or less. Loading up that password and then fighting the Dark Demon, I don't even know what that category would be. I mean, I'm curious. Let's see if there's even a category for that. It doesn't look like it. The speedrun time for beating the game world record is 39 minutes. 36 minutes, 53 seconds, 100%. Then any percent's 10 minutes. And I don't think there's a category that includes the Dark Demon. It's an interesting addition, but kind of a lousy fight and so tanky. I don't know how you'd have to be really good at it to not take damage. I think it's technically possible. But you would really have to fly in there. I mean, if you're trying to get a world record, you wouldn't want to go buy potions. So you'd have to skip that bit. Rough. So, unsurprising, it's not even part of the category. And it also would be kind of strange. Reset the game after you win, like right away. Where's the inputs lie? So, just the 2 categories then. That one's an interesting problem. Well, I don't think anything else is going on today here on the 20X Expo channel. But if otherwise, let me know. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you later.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's what I thought. We are done here.
Let's go.
Have a good night.
The show. Let's go. From civil rights, marches with Martin Luther, to living in the sky. Welcome to the future, East Coast, come on. West Coast, come on. Y'all know what it is way before we do the drum.